They were live.
Today we have with us Nicholas Don from Planner. You're the founder.
Yes. One of the founders.
Planner, for those people who don't know, our audience, is a smart scheduling tool that lets you plan a meeting in under 30 seconds.
Correct, David.
Is correct? Okay. So, to be honest and quite frank, there are a lot of scheduling tools out there in the market. What made you think of coming up with a new idea in this field?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. So the way we started this is really talking to our customers. Mm-hmm. So Planner actually started as a B2C application to make it easier to schedule meetings or get-togethers with friends and families. We actually built this. Ruben, my co-founder, and we built this. We went out and we went to our friends and friends said like, oh, do you want to use this? And I'm like, yeah, dude, we're using Messenger. We're using WhatsApp.
Okay.
Why do I need a new app to do this? Mm-hmm. And they were right, of course. Mm-hmm. And at that point, we started talking to consultants, to recruiters, to business developers, to founders. And then we learned that these people, that they really had a problem with trying to schedule these meetings with 2 persons, 3 persons, 4 persons. And then based on the stuff we learned from them, we pivoted from the B2C towards the B2B world. Okay. And what we now do with Planner is a bit different than what our competitors do. Of course, we compare dates and find a good moment, but on top of that, we're going to optimize towards the most optimal moment. So, for example, if you and I, we can have a meeting and it's possible Monday at 9, but Monday at 11 as well. Mm-hmm. Monday at 9, both of us will be stuck for 2 hours in traffic here in Belgium. That's not uncommon. Okay. But at 11, we can just go there. We don't waste time in travel. So we optimize. It's a lot smarter than our competitors, and we automate a lot of things. Okay. So that's what makes us a bit different.
Okay, so that's definitely a differentiator. Looking at today's apps in scheduling, it's often one-on-one, and then you have to deal with that. I mean, all these parameters taken into account that adds an whole other layer of value to your customer. So that is great. Was the first reaction when somebody let's say gets in touch with a product? Is that they see directly the benefits? How do you deal with that? How do you onboard them?
Yeah, that was really important for us. Now at the moment, it's really clear. People just click through it. We see that people in less than 30 seconds, they can go through accepting an invite, sharing their availabilities. It's super easy, but it was not always like that. Yeah. Because my co-founder Ruben and I, we're both really technical, and developers, they tend to build things on top of other things, top of other things. Yeah. And we kind of forgot about the user. Okay. So then at some point we said okay, it's time to just throw everything off the table and just start building our UX from the bottom up with that customer in mind. Sure. Then building something, then really testing it with people, doing UX testing and learning how they interact with our product. And that really changed the way that Planner looks today. And
how do you see the future for Planner? How do you see the product evolving in the upcoming years? You mainly solve that problem right now really well. Yep. How do you see the product evolving? If you can, of course, disclose it.
There are a couple of things we can disclose, of course. One thing that will change is that Planner will keep on getting smarter and smarter and smarter. Now there are already quite some things that we take into account, but there are so many more parameters that we can take into account, that we can optimize for. So I think that at the moment, Planner just needs to be the smartest meeting scheduler around, which takes into account not only times, but also locations, that it can be variable everywhere across the country. Okay, great. So I think that's where we should focus on now and being even smarter than we are now today. Okay,
and so again, there's no limitation in markets. I understand today. I heard the recruiters. I heard salespeople. Yep. Very clear to me. Now, you often encounter, let's say, people involved in sales or in recruiting, and you often, let's say, get in touch with their process. Yep. Apart from the problem that you are solving today, what do you see go wrong, let's say, in a lot of let's say, startups or SMEs? Oh, yeah. What's a common denominator of things that you see could be improved, let's say, in almost every company that works with?
Yeah, I think that's also a bit... If people ask me this question, can you give some tips on how to do these kind of things? I think the biggest mistake that we made is that we forgot about our customer, that we should. I think it's really important, really early on in your company and your development, to start talking with your customer, but also don't forget about your customer, because we talked with them, then we pivoted, but then we kind of forgot about, okay, that's the people who actually need to use us.
Sure.
And then we start really calling these people and say like, okay, you're using Planner now, but you stopped after one try. What is maybe the reason? Can we help you? And then based on this real feedback from these users that were in touch with our product, we were able to make it a lot better and made it really tailored for what they need. Okay. And that's a mistake that I see a lot of startups make, that they do maybe they use the Lean Launchpad methodology to really start their startup, and they start building it. But then at some point they forget about the customer, and they don't keep on talking with them, don't keep on iterating and improving the product based on the feedback they get from these customers.
Do you think it's because everybody's thinking about, okay, how sales and marketing will evolve, all the tools that arise? I mean, a lot of sales and marketing tools is really difficult.
Oh, there are a lot of sales and marketing tools.
Sure. Do you think because of that and the noise around that they forget to talk to their customer, or what do you think it's like?
I think they're just too busy.
Okay.
I think that just everyone's constantly, like, if I check my own to-do list, there's way more things than I can do in one day. So then talking to customers, even though it should be your top priority, it goes to the bottom of your list, because you're like, yeah, we'll do that later, and it's not necessary now. While in my opinion, it should be at the top of the list,
of course. Our audience often asks us, like, okay, can you give us good tips, of course, and thanks for that, but also, like, they have some time. Give me a book I definitely should read. Is there a book that you can recommend, like 5-star?
Yeah, there's one book that really changed my life.
Okay, wow, that's a statement.
That's crazy. There was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I read that at the beginning while I was starting with this entrepreneurship and trying to start up these startup things. And then by reading this book, I was really like, wow, yeah, this is maybe the way I should communicate. This is maybe the way I should look at these kind of problems. And it really opened my eyes. And it had a really big influence on my life. Okay. So if you haven't read it, I would strongly advise you to read it.
Definitely. And it's like a sort of a, if I'm not mistaken, a basic communication book, but about, let's say, the framework of how people interact and communicate.
Yes.
And it's definitely something that is forgotten by today's audience, millennials and further. So really useful tip, and thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, and you can use the concept of this book everywhere. You can use it in your emails, you can use it in your sales conversations. Like, all these things that are in there are so universal and so,
Great. Thanks again for coming to this interview.
No problem.
Also for our audience, we have a discount code for Planner available on our partner page. If you have any questions regarding Planner, feel free to visit them at the website. Nicholas, what's the website?
Yeah, or it's just planner.com, but if you just want to have a quick chat with me, then you can just go to planner.com/Nicholas, so NICHOLAS, and you can schedule a quick video call with me, and then I will explain some things.
Well, that's to the point, Nicholas. Thanks.
There you go. That's the call to action, David.
That's the call to action. I love you, Nicholas. Take care, and see you next time.